Hello my friends, welcome to your practice. I hope that you can create some space for yourself to land, to be, to express anything that needs to kind of come up, out and into the ether and feel better. So for this practice, feel welcome to use any props that you like to have to hand. I tend to always have a block handy. You could substitute that with a book, but you won't necessarily need it today. You might also like to luxe it up with a blanket, so the choice is yours, and you could always put me on pause while you gather your bits. Not a euphemism. And we're going to start coming onto hands and knees. So whether you're just getting up in the morning, whether you're taking a break in your day, or maybe you're unwinding before bed, it's always nice to kind of open the doors and windows. So before we do that, let's just assess where we're at, how we're feeling. So just create that neutral base for yourself, and bear in mind that nothing is ever really completely neutral. We support ourselves in the best way that we can, and even showing up on the mat for yourself to create space in your body, hopefully your mind, is also a part of supporting yourself. You've already made that first step. So let's see if we can make things more spacious and comfortable. Perhaps we're just exploring the position of the hands underneath the shoulders. So you might want to take the hands a bit further forward, a bit further back, a bit wider, a bit closer. We're all different, so let's embrace that for what it is. We've got different needs at different times of the day. You might try spreading the fingers nice and wide. You can tuck or untuck the toes. And then we're going to focus on the kind of upper back area. So from here, just simply bring the shoulders up. It's like you're taking a shrug and dropping the chest between the shoulders. So there's a kind of collapse there. Then you're going to do the opposite by pressing into your hands. It's like you're trying to push the ground away and then just let whatever happen. So you might feel that space behind your heart lift. You might feel the effect of that through the skeleton, and that the head generally kind of drops a little bit. You might well feel this down to the hips. Just continue that movement, just letting the chest sink and then pushing the chest away. And you can do this at your own pace here. I like to go slow. It just helps me to create more space in between, so I can really kind of start to slow down my mind a bit, really look at what's there. But you might feel like moving a bit faster. That's also okay. And then from here, just find some kind of neutral spine. And then we're just going to take a little cat and cow, if that's feeling good for you. Otherwise, we're going to meet up in down dog. So about 5 breaths to explore any way that you like, whether that's moving, whether that's just hanging out in down dog. Maybe it's something else. And in this practice, you're invited to play, to explore, to experiment, and to really respond to what's there. So you could follow my offerings, or you can kind of improvise. Know that that's always available to you in your practice. All right, so we'll meet up in down dog. No rush to get there. If you're in down dog, maybe take a bend of the knees, let the head go. And you might just want to cycle the hips, just rolling the hips around. Maybe you're swaying side to side. Maybe you're feeling a bit like you want some stillness today. And you're welcome to stay in down dog. If you're coming with me, you'll come high onto your tiptoes as you inhale. As you exhale, come forward to plank pose. Inhaling here in plank, knees up or knees down. Then as you exhale, take it back to down dog. Another one of those at your own pace, inhaling high onto tiptoes. Exhale forward to plank. Take it back. On your next exhale to down dog. Let's do one more of those. Inhale high onto tiptoes. Bring it forward to plank. Energetically draw the hands and feet towards each other as you inhale. And exhale back to down dog. All right, 5 breaths. We'll meet in a standing forward fold wherever you are on your mat. So you might walk hands towards your feet. You might walk feet towards your hands. You might feel like jumping. And then when you reach your forward fold, bend the knees. Then up to you what you do with your arms here. They might just be kind of hanging forward. You might like to grab the elbows. I quite enjoy that if I'm doing a lot of upper back release. And then just use your fingertips to draw the elbows down and tuck the chin. And then wherever you are, release the arms. Bend the knees a little deeper. Bring the weight into your heels and you're going to roll all the way up to standing. Just taking your time. So meeting in mountain pose. From here, just really feel into your feet. Just feel the ground underneath you, supporting you. And then from the ground, inhale up, reaching arms up into the air. Going to move through 2 rounds of sun salutations. Feel welcome to add your own flair, exhaling and fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, step back to plank, however you want to get there. From plank, take an inhale, knees up or knees down. Exhale down to your belly. Inhale, cobra, wide cobra, locust, whatever you need. And exhale back to down dog. If down dog's feeling too much, you could always take child's pose. So remember, there's always freedom available in your practice. Space to work with what's there as opposed to forcing anything onto a situation that doesn't feel great for your body. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, step or jump forwards. As you inhale, lift the chest, look up. And exhale, fold back forward, tucking the chin. And inhale, come up to standing, however you like, reach arms overhead. Exhale, palms together at your chest. Pause here, feel, notice. Another round. So feel welcome to do the same again or add your own flair. I'm going to go quiet whilst you move through and we will meet back in Tadasana, mountain pose. So however you want to get there. If you're not already, start to make your way towards mountain pose. No rush. And then just pause to feel, to notice. And then we'll move through together. Inhale, reach the arms up into the air, press into the feet. Exhale and fold forwards. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale back to down dog. So if you feel like you want to flow, go for it. Otherwise, you could just step back. And once you're in down dog, inhale, right leg up into the air. Spread the toes. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Left knee comes down to the floor. And then help yourself up. So feel welcome to pad up that left knee. You could also shorten the stance of this particular lunge. And from here, reach the arms up into the air. And then right hand comes down to your side, stretch the left arm over to the right. So we're looking for a nice IT band stretch, side body stretch. Inhale, reach up, both arms. Exhale in the other direction, so take it slow. It's a little side stretch, doesn't have to be deep. Inhale, rise up with both arms. Exhale, hands behind you, interlace fingers, bend the elbows, roll the shoulders back, and then reach the knuckles back behind you. Then draw the chin towards the chest. And you might feel like deepening the bend in that front knee, no pressure though. Gently release the hands to the floor, lift up the back knee if it's not already. And I'm taking my block in my hand here. And we're going to start to straighten that front leg rather, and bend. So we're just flowing between straightening and bending that front knee. And again, we're just allowing what's there to happen. So as a consequence of bending into the front knee, you might feel there's some length you can access through the spine, right out through the crown of the head. So from that left heel through the crown. As you straighten that front leg, you may well bow over the front leg. Again, no force here. Nice. The next time you bend that front knee, you're going to bring the back knee to the floor and come onto all fours. Nice. Back to this neutral position. Going to bring the knees to touch, then lift up the right leg, the right knee, cross it over to the left and just slot it in behind the left knee. And you can have toes tucked or untucked. And you're just going to rock a little backwards and forwards. Just a nice outer hip stretch. You can go as deep or as shallow as you like. Those of you that really want it and you feel warm enough, you could just kind of roll back into cow face pose and you could sit on up. But if, like me, this is a pose that you want to warm up to for a while, you might just be rocking backwards and forwards. Those of you sitting back in cow face pose legs, come onto all fours, and then we're going to undo the legs together to come onto hands and knees, and then take it back to down dog. From here, just feel left and right side. And then inhale, left leg up into the air, spread the toes. Exhale, step the left foot forward, right knee comes down, and then rise on up into your low lunge. Remember to pad up the knee if you need to, and we're going for a shorter stance as opposed to a kind of deep collapse. So feel welcome to move the feet as you need, and inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, left hand down, right hand arcs over into a side bend. Tuck the ribs in, and inhale, reach up. Exhale, side stretch, other direction. Inhale, rise up both arms. Exhale, interlace fingers in the opposite way, so whichever way feels weirdest. Bend the elbows, roll the shoulders back, and then just reach the knuckles back behind you. Draw the chin towards the chest. Just breathe into the area around your throat, shoulders, chest. Nice, and then release the fingers, hands come to the floor, lift up the back knee, and we're just going to move through that little flow, straightening and bending the left knee. And again, we're just looking for the consequence of being rooted in our feet and taking an intentional bending and straightening of that front leg. Anything else is just a happening. We're not trying to control anything. You can go at your own pace here. You can slow it down. If you feel like you just kind of want to move, you've got energy to move, maybe speed it up. And we'll end up with that front knee bent, back knee comes to the floor, and then you're going to step back, hands and knees once again. Bring the knees to touch. This time, left leg lifts, crosses and slots behind the right knee. Spread the toes apart or the feet wide. And you could stay there. That might well be enough. I'm already feeling it, particularly on that outer right hip. But if you want to add some more exploration, you could rock a little, forward and back. And again, to those of you who feel like you're pretty warm, open, flexible in the outer hip, you could come and sit back and just remind yourself that all bodies are different, so it can be just a structural difference in that some people don't really, they just have a different placement of the hip socket, so it's much more accessible to sit in this way than others. So don't feel defeated if this is a posture that you're working with. Again, you make it work in your own way. Those of you that are sitting up, going to come back forward onto hands and knees. Let's take a down dog. Just pausing to feel left and right. Left hand, right hand, left foot, right foot. And then bring knees to the floor. Swing the legs out in front of you. Nice, so you're welcome to sit on something here if that helps you feel like sitting in this way is more accessible. And if possible, bring hands to the floor beside you. If you can't reach the floor, you could use books underneath your hands here. Flex the feet. I've got my feet hip width distance apart. And then press the feet, the legs and the hands into the floor. And then just breathe here. You're going to bend the left knee and bring the left foot to the floor. Then open the left knee up to the side like a sitting tree. So Janu Shirshasana, we're going to turn towards the long leg. And ideally we want to feel that there's a kind of balance between both bum cheeks. If that left knee is hovering in space and you feel you want to support it, you could use a pillow or a blanket just underneath. I feel pretty even on the left and right, so I'll leave that one to you. You could use your fingertips to support you as you rotate to face the long leg. And then inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, take the chest towards that right shin. And it might be a minuscule amount. Maybe you're folding over the leg. You could walk the hands forward, bend the elbows, tuck the chin. So try and keep the same energy as that staff pose, Dandasana, the seated position we just took with both legs out in front of us. So you want to feel that the legs are rooted And again, everything else is just a consequence. The upper body, it may or may not fold. That's not the point. It's more a sense of feeling the support. We create the stable foundation. And hopefully what follows is spaciousness, more space, more freedom. On your next inhale, gently rise up. Bring that left knee in. Stretch the legs out into this Dandasana staff pose shape. So pressing legs, pressing feet into the floor. You may well notice a difference. I'm definitely catching the fact that there's more space on my left leg, but it might be different for you. Then we'll do the other side. Bend the right knee. Take the knee out to the side. So some of you might have more space to bring this right knee further back behind you. Let's make sure that you're feeling even on the left and right side. You could use your fingertips to help you rotate towards that long leg. So inhale, feeling the evenness between the left and right side. As you exhale, take the chest towards the left shin. And as much as this is a forward fold, it's also a twist, it's also seen as a hip opener, whatever that actually means. But actually maybe we could think about the back body at this point, particularly the lower back on the right side, mid back, thoracic spine, right side, right ribs. So even though we're rooted, grounded through the legs, maybe there's an offering to create space around that whole sheath of the back, the fascia, the tissue, often neglected. It does so much to support us. On your next inhale, gently rise on up. Bring the right knee in, stretch the legs out. Let's take another Dandasana. It's a great neutral position, great for strengthening the legs as well. So press the legs into the floor, press the hands into the floor. Maybe you can feel the space you're creating through the upper body. You can bring the chin in a little. And then gently release. You can come onto your back here. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the floor. And then feel welcome to take the arms overhead, or if it feels better, have them by your side. Find your footprints on the floor, feel into the support, and then press into those footprints. So you're just adding pressure through the feet. Anything else is just a consequence. So as you press into the feet, you might well feel that your tail gets light, hips start to lift, but you're not trying to lift the hips. It's just a case of them being lifted by the mechanism of pressing into the feet. If it helps, think about the knees moving forward. And then gently decrease the amount you're pressing into your feet. All the way until you find you can rest the entire back on the ground. Pause here to feel. And then take the hands just to the front of the thighs and gently push them away from you, so you're pressing forward and away, just lengthening out through the low back. And then feel welcome to stretch out the legs here and take rest. I really recommend you take some time to pause and really drop in. If you prefer to come out and sit with me, you're going to bring the knees towards the chest. Just hug in, maybe move the knees around on the creaky floor. Just massaging through the low back. And take the knees over to one side. Roll onto your side, pausing there, support your head. Let everything really drop into the floor. And when you're ready, on an inhale, gently press yourself up. Come and find a comfortable seat. And from your seat, just feeling into your base, anything that's touching the floor. If it helps, you could wiggle around a little bit just to get a sense of that connection, that support. I like to take little circles in different directions and gradually make the circles smaller and smaller until you find that center point. Press down into that. And then from here, reach the arms up into the air. So feel this channel from your base all the way through the center of your body, Sushumna in Sanskrit, this central channel of energy. Reach the fingertips up into the air. Still feel that connection to the base, that support beneath you. See if you can access some room beyond the body that expands out into the ether. Just breathing here. And then turn the palms to face down. On your next exhale, you're just going to lower the hands towards the floor. Perhaps your fingertips can reach the ground and you can just use the ground as support to feel in. So even though we're returning to the ground, there's still that length and space above, around you. Now bring the palms together at the chest, just sealing in this dome of energy, this kind of invisible dome, like, I don't know, labyrinth. And then bring chin to chest, peel open the eyes, look towards your fingertips, release your hands. Thank you so much for creating space for yourself to practice today. I really hope that it was good for you. Let me know in the comments below. I love to hear how you're doing and how the practices are for you. Thanks for practicing with me. Ooh, I'm like yoga stoned. Thank you and see you soon.